There's been a heist at the Louvre, and the New York Times has some heist movie recommendations that are really strange. One thing that culture critics, movie critics, music critics, basically people out there covering arts and culture like to do is connect current events to something they can recommend to the average music listener, movie goer, so on and so forth, they might not be familiar with. It's a good way to get some good works out there in front of some new, fresh sets of eyes. And that's exactly what's happened here. The Louvre jewelry robbery has taken the world by storm for its utter brazenness and just utter lax security at the Louvre, the most famous art museum in the world. Anyway, jumping off of that, the New York Times has an article written by Esther Zuckerman where she recommends 6 heist movies you might want to see. Now, there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever, except that the list is a little strange. Right off the bat, I want to say in her defense, and I don't know her, I don't know her professionally as a writer, so I'm not saying this, to prop her up because we're acquaintances or something. I want to say right off the bat that nowhere in this entire piece does she say, these are the 6 greatest heist movies ever, or these are my 6 favorite heist movies ever. She doesn't even say that. She just says, basically, here are 6 heist movies that you can watch. Still, a bit of a strange list. But I wanted to say that because if there's one thing that I understand and every art, film, music critic in the world understands at this point is social media illiteracy. Pretty much the second you write anything like, these are my favorite movies of this genre, the first comments you get are always going to be, you left off or you forgot about. No, I didn't. I said these were my favorites. So obviously I'm not forgetting anything here, nor am I saying these are the best. I'm just giving you my personal choices. And that is all Esther Zuckerman is doing here. She's just giving her personal choices. I just find the list itself a little strange, and I'd like to give some alternate choices. Here's how she starts it. She says that over the weekend, a group of burglars stole 8 pieces of priceless jewelry from the Louvre in broad daylight. Right. She said it's kind of like something right out of a movie. It brings to mind the youthful robbers of Jean-Luc Godard's new wave masterpiece Band of Outsiders, causing havoc by running through the famed museum. That right there is one that is strange. I can't think of anyone that would bring that to mind for. And I did an informal polling of my film critic friends and film historian friends. No one thought of that. Yeah, they're running through the Louvre, but it's not a heist film. It's not about them robbing jewels from the Louvre. It's about them stealing money from a villa. Yeah, they run through the Louvre, but it didn't really bring that to mind. What it did bring to mind for almost everyone alive who has any semblance of film knowledge was Rafifi. And that was clear when I was doing my informal polling this morning online of my film critic friends and acquaintances. What was the first movie you thought of when you heard of the Louvre? And it was like, to a person, Rafifi. And yet, it's not one of the 6 she lists. Now, looking at those choices, it is a little bit strange. The Ocean's 8 choice is a little strange. Of all the Ocean's movies you could choose from, I choose Ocean's 8. I'm not sure how you would land on that one, except that of course, obviously they are heisting jewels, but it's not a very well done movie, and it's got a very kind of offensive performance by Awkwafina, where she co-ops the black voice for her performance, and it did not go down well with a lot of people. I'd stay away from that one on a list of recommended movies. Far away. But again, like I said, right off the top here, she didn't say these are the best. But Rafifi, why did everybody think of that one first? Well, 1, it's French, and 2, it's about heisting from a jewel store safe. It's easily one of the most praised and celebrated heist films ever made. It is a masterpiece by almost anyone's standards. which is probably why that came to mind. But there's also things like The Asphalt Jungle. How could you not think of that when recommending a classic heist film? How about Top Capi, made in 1964? Again, about heisting a jewel-encrusted dagger. But here's the other thing. One of the things that culture critics and art critics and movie critics like to do, again, is they like to kind of fold in, current events and current things that have happened to their recommendations. And this is a perfect opportunity because not only do you have the heist that happened at the Louvre, but as a film critic or a film historian, you also have the recent passing of Robert Redford, Hollywood legend, who starred in The Hot Rock, 1972, about a jewelry heist. I mean, those are some easy dots to connect. You could even go so far as to include Sneakers, which, it's a heist. It's not a jewelry heist. They're heisting this kind of NSA data machine thing. It's not a jewelry heist, but it's still a heist. But definitely The Hot Rock. The Hot Rock, it was like, it's right there. And here are 6 that I would recommend. Many I've already mentioned in this piece. Rafifi, Asphalt Jungle, The Hot Rock, the original The Italian Job from 1969, Top Capi, also The Pink Panther. That's a terrific jewel heist movie, I think, and it's got the great Peter Sellers in it. More recent ones like Widows, I would include, even though again it's not like a big jewelry heist, but it's a well thought out plan. And while I have seen Sexy Beast listed as a heist film, I actually disagree with that. It is a movie that contains a heist in it, but the heist is not the centerpiece of the movie as far as the story is concerned, for the characters and for the audience watching. The tension is not whether or not they're going to get away with the heist. In a real heist movie, that's the tension. Are they going to get away with this? Are they going to be able to keep the money? Are they going to get caught by the police? That is the tension in every true heist movie. That is not the tension in Sexy Beast. The tension in Sexy Beast is Ian McShane going to kill Ray Winstone? That's the tension. So even though it contains a heist, and even though I think it is an absolutely terrific movie, I wouldn't rank it with heist films, if you know what I'm saying. Now, Jackie Brown, that's a great movie that is about a heist and whether or not they will get away with it. So those are my alternate choices. If you have other choices, please let me know. Put it in the comments. There are so many heist movies that could be listed here. That's why I'm just giving you, 6, 7, 8 alternate choices here. Have at it. If you like this, please give it a like and subscribe. Remember, I'm a real person doing real videos. I am not AI generated. I'm not AI slop. So please give a like, subscribe, and comment. It helps the channel. Thank you very much. And as always, drive safely.